All right, excited to be joined now by Greg Olsen. Greg, what's going on?
Appreciate How are you? Yeah, appreciate you having me.
You're here on behalf of Fireball Whiskey. We'll get to that in just a second. Very excited to talk about that. But we got to play a little game of what's in the cards. So essentially how this is going to go, I'll flip a card over. You guess whether the next one is higher or lower. You get it right, you get an easy question. You get it wrong,
Done.
You get a hard question.
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. First one up here is a 5.
So the next one's going to be higher.
Next one is going to be higher, he says. He is correct. It's a queen. This guy knows what he's talking about.
Before.
Done this before? Yeah, I mean, I have too. What's your favorite memory playing with Cam Newton?
Man, it's got to be winning that NFC Championship game that day, that time at home, knowing we were going to the Super Bowl. I obviously wish the Super Bowl would have gone better, but just standing on that stage, holding the trophy, understanding that everything we had come. We came to Carolina in the same year. He got drafted in 11. I got traded there in 11, and just the ability for us to help grow along with a million other good teammates and coaches, just to finally feel like we reached that top. And obviously we had expectations to really reach the top of the mountain. We came up short, but just standing there in our home stadium, winning that game, standing up there, the captains all together, taking in that moment, that's definitely up there.
Obviously, yeah, you wish the Super Bowl went different, but of course, man, like a good environment at NFC Championship game, AFC Championship game, you can't beat that.
It's awesome. I've played in 2. I'm 1-1 in NFC Championship games in my career, and but didn't get the big one.
Hey, man. Well, you're here with us, so
Yeah,
what's
bigger? Let's be honest.
All right, next one up here, higher or lower than the Queen?
Lower.
Gotta be lower. All right, it is way lower. It's a 3. All right, so Greg Olsen, the Harmon family has been in Carolina since like the 1700s. So I've actually watched a lot of Panthers football. And I don't know if you've heard this, but this is a big thing going around. And it's like guys right now, just you're up maybe 1 a.m., 2 a.m., you've had some Fireball whiskey, you're just naming random players.
I've heard this going on.
Man, you're like, remember Greg Olsen? Remember this guy? Remember that guy? Give me 3, I'm not say random Panthers players, but 3 guys you played with during your Panthers career. And I'm going to see if I know all of them that you just really loved playing with.
Yeah. Oh, loved playing with?
Well, it doesn't have to be
but you don't want me to give you you don't want me to give you the really name.
Yeah, nothing.
I'm not going to give you Luke
Kuechly,
Cam Newton.
Yeah, exactly.
Steve Smith.
Yeah.
Armani Edwards.
Oh,
how's that name?
Appalachian State,
just
baby.
made the College Football Hall of Fame from his days from App. Byron Bell, offensive lineman.
Byron Bell, yeah, I remember Byron Bell.
Ben Jacobs.
Ben Jacobs, I don't remember Ben Jacobs.
No,
special team.
No, linebacker.
No, linebacker.
Tight ends were Ed Dixon.
Yeah.
He was a tight end, came to us from Baltimore.
Yep, remember that.
I can do this all day. I can name teammates all day. How much time do we have? No,
I mean, shoot, keep going, buddy.
That was 4. 5.
That was 4. Let's make it even 5. Give me one more.
Jeff Handgartner.
Oh,
remember him?
I remember Jeff. What a run. Great random Panthers.
Yeah,
guys naming dudes with Greg Olsen. You
guys
have to see it.
dudes.
All right, next one up here. Higher or lower than 3? Got to be higher. I mean, this guy's crushing it. It's a 5.
Are these cards, did you shuffle these or are they predetermined?
I mean, dude, if I had wanted to cheat, I would give you a hard question by now.
Got it. Fair enough.
All right, you're, in my opinion, the best broadcaster doing this thing right now.
Thank you.
I think you're great at it. Take me into just your preparation as a broadcaster.
Similar to as a player, obviously minus the physical requirements,
sure.
But it's anything that the week of prep is what allows the game to unfold, which we can't predict. We try to have a good outline, and early in the game we try to lay out, okay, here's coming in how we think one team's going to approach it or how they should, and vice versa. But then that game could go off the rails. It could go in a multitude of different directions, and if your preparation both on the players, the roster, the storylines, the tendencies, the trends, everything about the season leading up until that point, if you're comfortable and you understand what's gone on up until that point, no matter where the game goes, you can follow it and you can still provide insight and you can still provide some interesting talking points. So the week of prep is a combination of film work and studying some of the trends and some of the deeper metrics and analytical stuff, speaking to the coaches, talking to players, reading beat writer articles just to kind of understand the fabric and what's going on in the locker room. So it's a team effort. We got a bunch of really good researchers and guys that help us with prep. So it's a group effort. We have a great team, and the harder you work Monday through Saturday, the easier Sunday is.
Yeah, I think that's what people don't realize, how much prep goes into this. You're not just up there, shooting the shit for 3 hours.
No, you show up and shoot the shit for 3 hours and go search your name on Twitter.
They will definitely let you know.
The thing about calling the games, which is what I really enjoy, is you can tell guys who study it, you can tell guys who do it, you can tell guys who are really into it. you can separate yourself from other people by being good, by being and that's the challenge. It's not easy. Not everybody can or wants to do it. It's live television for 3 hours, and you're the voice of it. And but I've enjoyed that challenge, and I've enjoyed learning it.
I mean, hey, you can, just show up and do the guy's name and dudes thing, but if you're going to call a game, that's when you got to have some prep into it, man. Has there been, like, a time where you felt like you were really prepared and you knew what was coming, but then, like, the team on Sunday surprised you with something?
Yeah, I mean, it happens often. When we had 1 million games this year that were 10-plus double-digit blowouts. I mean, just the wild card game, for example, we have Green Bay at Dallas, right?
Yeah.
And the story going in is Dallas gets a home field game, as home field advantage as the 2 seed. They're on a collision course with San Francisco as the top 2 seeds, and all of that. And they're averaging 37 points at home. They hadn't lost at home since week 1 of last year, and all these storylines. And then they're down 27-0. 24-0 with like 4 seconds to go at halftime. So I mean, the game flips, and you got to follow it, and you've got to find the storylines with Green Bay and occupy the crowd for the whole second half of what was pretty much a blowout.
Yeah, that's where I get a lot of respect for you guys, when it's like, okay, we know what's going to happen here, but you got to make it an entertaining product, and you do a great job of that. All right, last one here. Higher, lower than the 5, and it is just barely higher. It's a 6. So, last easy question here. You hear the, talk about Tom Brady and all that stuff. What's your reaction?
I thought you said it was an easy question. No,
this is an easy question, because I know you're going to give a great answer.
It's all good. I knew going in, I wanted to make the most of this opportunity for as long as it was going to be. If I was going to be in that seat for just 1 year, great. It was going to end in a Super Bowl. I was able to get a second year this past season that ended with a great NFC Championship game, one of the highest of all time. So I knew it might not be forever. I didn't know what that timeline was going to look like, when Tom was going to come, but I knew if I could just get in that seat and do a good job and bring people a good experience when they're listening to our calls, that's all I could handle and that's all I could control. And I think for the last 3 years, that's what Kevin and I have been able to do. And where the future lies and where we go and what seats open and what don't, you don't know. But calling these games is what I want to do. I'm going to continue to work to be a top level A broadcaster, and we'll see what opportunities present themselves.
Hey, man, like I said, it was an easy question because I knew you were going to give
me a great answer.
It was a great answer, and I know that you're going to do a tremendous job, be the best at the game wherever you go. You're here on behalf of Fireball Whiskey. Tell us what you got going on with them.
Yeah, so we got a fun campaign. We've been working together. We produced a video a couple weeks ago that people loved where you're sitting at home, you're watching the game, and things don't go your way. You get a bad call, you get the bounce doesn't go your way, and you get pissed. You want to throw the TV, you want to break something, take a deep breath. We're going to fireball the call. You're going to throw the red challenge flag, take your little shot, you're going to shoot your whiskey, and you're going to move on to the next play. And we just feel like it's a lot better way to handle the stress and the anxiety of a game, especially if it's not going your way. And we're going to fireball those bad calls on Sunday. We're going to enjoy the game, shooting some fireball, and having a great day.
Hey, man, listen, Yahoo, we do a lot of fantasy football stuff, so people get pissed about their fantasy teams. You need
fantasy football has created a lot of angry fans.
Yes.
They need lots of fireball whiskey.
They need lots.
People that are into fantasy football, they need jugs of fireball whiskey, and I will provide it.
See, Greg Olsen's got your back.
Stories that I have of being in grocery stores and people telling you that you meanwhile you won by 20 points, and people telling you that you cost their team the game.
You had 2 catches for 3 yards.
Wild. But hey, it's what makes it all go round.
If they're in a grocery store, depending on which state they're in, you can tell them, hey, just go down to that next aisle over there, pop yourself some fireball.
It all comes full circle.
All comes full circle, baby. Hey, Greg Olsen, thanks so much for your time.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks.